Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday Focus of the Week, Friday Energy Focus. And here we are at April 10th. So this will go through the 10th through the 16th. And I'm here, Leslie Romine, with Arlene Arnold, the founder of Transformational Tools and Complementary Color Therapy. And we are ready to talk about the month and what that focus is in this month of April, and then we'll go on and talk about the week and get it all put together for us, and then we'll do our readings for those of you that showed up here today. Thank you, thank you. So the theme for April is.
Whoops.
There. No,
that's not
really
supposed to be on there. I know you. We love you, but you have to be off of there.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is.
There it is. Revolution of the Heart. Revolution of the Heart. The piece that we are kind of bringing forth is that the heart expands and no longer wants to contract when challenges come, because there's an ongoing evolution, and we're part of that. The evolution is to be more truly who we are. And I'm going to ask Arlene to elaborate if you want to on that.
Yeah, we love this picture. This is one that Dodie Weiss found, and it has so much to it. I think that as you look at it, you'll feel different things about your heart. And the question that I had for myself, and I have for all of you who are here, is what do you notice that shows you that your heart is expanding into more of your true self? That's a big question, but I think it's an important one, because we're at a time now when we need to notice these things because it's part of our evolution. And one of the things that I would answer to that for myself is I notice that I am more emotional than I normally would be. And yet it's important to notice that. But then I can just go into breathing and bringing in the colors and working with that, so that part of me begins to move into the true self where it is at ease. It's not causing stress, but it's helping me to notice what I feel and then to be in a very calm place. Have you noticed anything like that, Leslie?
Oh, absolutely. Just even that very process of noticing how you feel and where oh, this is different, and noticing the differences that have come to be, how a lot of times I notice it happens quicker than it used to happen. It's like, instead of kind of a barrier and then me having to work with something to get it to go, if I just recognize, it just opens up, at times. And so that's a different change for sure. And I think it's good to notice the changes.
I do too. And the other thing is that it's okay to notice that you're contracting, and then just say, oh, that's not my true self. And then we can go back into allowing the heart to expand, but not lose our heart energy in what's going on in the outer world, but just move more into, oh, that's true, who I am, my true self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and sometimes, if I get like there's too much going on, and I just think, oh, okay, I'm a little overwhelmed by this. I'm noticing that I'm starting to kind of get in the energy of, oh, I'm not. This is enough of this, and then I'll just say, I'll just use that to say, wait a minute, who are you in this? And then allow it to be like, well, I know who I am in all this. And I can just appreciate that. And sometimes for myself, it's just self-appreciation, just to say, I know who I am and where I've come from and who I want to be. And that's how I'm in the middle of all this. It's okay. I'm all right, and I am who I am. And I appreciate myself. So sometimes self-talk is really helpful too.
I think so too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So with our first luminary for this month, it was Core Crucible. And that's the number 9, just to kind of remind ourselves. And the part that really came out was, I assist the earth plane enterprise by strengthening weaker layers where energy is leaking to allow for full potentiality. I become a force in motion that as the earth let me restart. I become a force in motion that changes as the earth changes, resonating to earth's evolvement. So I was really struck by where energy is leaking, because sometimes, we've had a lot of growth, but we might notice that, I almost reacted like that, again, that's still there. And we can put that into the beautiful crucible and allow that to be released. I noticed that we had a couple of little fires in our yard, which we are allowed to do. And I thought about the crucible when I was looking at that, and how fire consumes it. And so and a lot of the inner colors on this one and the outer flames kind of remind me of a crucible of heat and consuming that. And yeah, so and resonating to the earth's evolvement also is another piece. I might talk to that.
So I want to do a shout out to Renata Dunkel. I haven't seen Renata for a long time, but we just got connected on, what is the name of the thing that we're doing? But it's where we put information into it. Substack, it's called. And so it's really nice to see you here, Renata. The one thing about this core crucible that I had is I just did a lot of questions this time. And they're questions for me, and I hope that they have some meaning for you. The core crucible, it's, where does your energy leak? That was what I was asking myself. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, well, it's when I feel tired and when I feel less sure of myself and when I question everything. It's kind of those places that we may go into, and it's okay because it's part of feeling what it is that we're feeling, but noticing it then and saying, that really does allow my energy to leak out. So how do I come back into my heart and reclaim that center of the true self so that I can feel and also not let go of the energy that I have here that's also in Core Crucible that helps us to do the do, and then also being sure of myself instead of questioning everything. I don't know if anybody else is feeling that, but I think we're in a time when a lot of questions are coming up of how am I using my energy? What is my part in this? All kinds of things. And that's fine. But then we have to come back to center, back to the heart, and allow ourselves to be present there.
And And that questioning actually can lead us right there to where we say, this is where I come from. This is where I want to come from, my heart. So in my questioning, can I answer that for myself? You know, can I determine? Because it's like, if we're unsure, we don't know, yet. We're not fully embracing it yet. But it can help us to do that. Thank you for that. Our second luminary was love. That's the next one. This is the number 2 and 8. And
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking about what it means to me. I'm with you.
yes. So this one also speaks to where we are at this moment too. When humanity acts from fear, love disappears. It is as if a veil is placed between humans and that which most deeply connects them to love. Survival becomes the main focus. That can change. Love has never left. Humans often fear abandon, but love, with all its attributes, waits in the wings, ready to be acknowledged. Remember, you were birthed from love. Therefore, you are a rainbow energy imprint of love. Now, I happen to just love that rainbow rainbow energy imprint of love. I look at it in the middle of this, and it's just beautiful. And it just says, we are all these things, and we are from love, and that's just beautiful to me. But when we get feeling fear and get into that, you kind of lose that sense, to me, when you get afraid and stuff. And I know with a lot of challenges, that it helps to acknowledge. And I just love even having the card around, to remind me, yeah.
Well, what I got from it was, as the heart expands, you tap into more aspects of love. And there's a whole list in there. But the one that I think that, or two of them that I really am going to focus on this week is allowing, because as an Aries, and there's a lot going on in the Aries world, it's all about do, and more moving back into allow, and allow yourself to be open and feel the love and be present and that kind of thing. And then the do will come automatically. And then the other one is encouragement. I think we all are in a time of needing a lot of encouragement as we see things happening in the world. So as the heart expands, we can tap into more of these attributes of love that you will find as you read about love in the book for the luminaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has a lot in there about that. I like the word expanding, and because we are, and allowing is, I think, so fundamental to our whole growth process, because, especially if we are a doer, or if we are someone that's really focused on something that has to be completed, to just take a moment and say to yourself, I have a picture of what I'd like it to be, and I'm going to allow things to unfold and inform me as I go along, because things change, and they change fast. So, and so many times for myself, I've noticed that when I'm in that allowing place, something comes along that I couldn't even have seen before. and it works out even better than I thought. So,
I-
yeah, it's nice. It's humbling and it's nice
yeah.
because, it really teaches us to just trust, 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 trust.
Speaking of that, one of the things that happened when I knew that there were more colors and I tried different things and I didn't know, color cards was the first group that I did. And then I knew there was something more. And so I was telling Renata about that. And she told me about her friend, Lorinda, who was an artist, and so that's how I got in touch with Lorinda so that we could do together what's here in the luminaries. So thank you,
Wow.
Renata.
Yeah, thank you, Renata. Wow. I
Yeah,
love how that all fits together.
yeah. And
Um,
that was about allowing too, instead of just getting frustrated.
yes, for sure, for sure. Okay, our color card was Strength in Magenta. And this week, it's about giving something back. From your positive and compassionate viewpoint, you feel blessed by all you've experienced and those who have been in your life. There have been low points and high points, but all have brought you to this point. There's been pain and sorrow, joy and thanksgiving. All have contributed to the fabric of your life. None has been unimportant. You now feel ready to contribute from a place of gratitude, completion, and hope. I just love that. I love that part
Yeah.
about, you know, we can come from everything we've learned. And I don't know about you, but I think many of us do a life review every once in a while, if not daily, in some aspect. We go back and look at something, and especially if a challenge comes up, and then we're like, where'd that come from? You know, so um, equal time and think about how that situation that happened brought you to where you are now. And if it
Exactly.
hadn't happened, you wouldn't be here and you wouldn't have the richness of what you know and what you feel and how far you've come in this lifetime. And I don't care how old you are, you've made a ton of progress just to even be here now. You know, and I love that. Strength in magenta.
So one of the things that I was doing again with my questions is I said, what are you grateful for? I was asking myself that. I'm grateful for so many things. And I think when we think of what we're grateful for, magenta comes in and just is part of that expansion of the heart. And then I asked myself, is what do you feel is completed or in the process of completing? Which I think is another way of just checking in and saying, well, I've been working on these things, and now this feels like I'm coming to a time of completion. Or I know that there's a bit more, but I can feel that it's coming into completion. And then the other one is, do you have hope? And how do you sense hope in your life? Uh, I think it's easy to get down, get your energy so that it's not hopeful. But I think that we are at a point now, we have learned to really put our attention to what it is that we can have as hope. And that way, that really allows us to attract the things that are hopeful.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. It's a really good reminder. All right, we are ready for some new cards for this week. Ecstasy. Wow. This came up and I went, wow, really? Because the colors just blow me away every time. So here is the message. I am the divine joy of ecstasy. Through me, every sense is alive, every color is brilliant, Every moment is supreme. Ecstasy is a state of mind, a way of responding to the world. Choose me, especially when there seems no reason for me to be present. Choose me because you can. Choose me because I bring out what lies dormant within your being. Experiencing me is a burst of flavor, presence ignited. You can be that. It all says it, but some pieces of it really stood out. First of all, choose me, especially when there seems no reason. And
That's a big message for today.
and because you can choose me because I bring out what lies dormant in your being. And sometimes as we're busy doing our life, it's like it goes on and it's like, wait a minute, where's the fun? Where's the color? Where's the joy? And with us, we love to joke around, or we like to dance sometimes, or just kid around, or notice something funny and share it. I mean, it's like it's our life, it's our time right now, and that's our joy to be able to get to do this. And you can bring those senses alive and celebrate. I know celebration isn't part of the words here, but when you're doing that, you really are celebrating your life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I just said to myself, to remember to choose hope and a sense of divine joy. I think, again, this is about staying present and saying, what am I feeling? What is happening for me now? And, feeling the feelings, because I don't think you don't want to push them away, but then you want to go from there into that expanded heart that then sees that there's so much more. There really is hope. There really is joy, divine joy. And we are a big part of bringing that about when we focus on it. And, in the human way of looking at things, it's kind of like, how can I even be in divine joy with all the people who are struggling and are experiencing such devastation? And then it's like, well, we then become the ones that can hold that for others as this world we know is going to change. It's going to move in a direction that we have been hoping for, and that we will be present with that as things begin to shift.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love the idea of holding it for the rest, because it's like we're not letting go of that. We're not we're keeping the sun shining, kind of like, and saying, we're here holding this, and for you, for all of us, as we move through this time. That's our highest, our most wonderful, loving thought we can put out there at this moment. And may you remember that. May you feel it. May you know it. Yeah. And yeah, I've heard that too about, well, how can you do that when people are suffering? And it's like, well, that's part of our life. Suffering is, and joy is as much. And which one do we choose? I'm going to choose this. And if I can, if I'm in that spot, and I am in that spot, and so I just love it. I love the colors. I love this whole thing of ecstasy. It's just lovely.
And focusing on divine joy is not saying that the other is not happening. I think that we have to hold both of these in our heart, our concern for those who are in suffering, and our optimism and our joy so that we can all move into that.
Hmm. Hmm. I know there's lots of communities that are, meeting together, and I think of that, and I think of how they are doing the same thing. Many, people that are doing things with their community, like offering, food to those that need it, and you know, all these kinds of things that are happening, and just send my gratitude and for that, and do what I can to support them. So it's yeah, if we're a carrier of that, even if it's just our thought, that's what we can offer. That's a lot because we're joining with so many that are doing the same thing.
Now that Peter and I are in this new community, the retirement community in Bonnie Lake, we are, I am getting to know people, and at first it's just hello, how are you, and all that, and then uh, when you go deeper, then you find out what people are dealing with, and then I'm here to, wherever there is an opening for it, to use what I have to offer in this place. And it's true for everybody. As you go through your life, you're meeting people, and a lot of times you begin to understand uh, what it is that's going on for them, and that's part of why we're here. So. And Sandra says prayers help also. I think all of this is prayers in different ways. When we are talking about this whole idea of divine joy, that's a prayer for divine joy as far as I'm concerned.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's also the words that we say have so much power, and the thoughts that we have. And when we can feel that we're feeling down, then we can accept that and be with that. And we can also choose ecstasy.
Mhm. I love what Renata wrote. We are the present that's unwrapped by our presence in our life. We are our gift to ourselves and others.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's lovely.
that's beautiful. Thank you. Humor. Yes, humor is a great healing tool.
It
Yes,
is.
I agree.
Yeah, life without humor is very dull.
Yes, very. Okay, on to our color card. Here's the bear again.
Yeah, we love the bear.
Yeah, it's strength in brown. Brown is of the earth. It's made up of yellow, orange, and green. Yellow for the warmth of the sun, orange for the depth of emotion and aliveness through the senses, and green for growth and healing. Brown's balancing color is a muted blue of a dusty sky. Like a mother, Brown gathers her creatures to her, holding them close, yet not too close, so that they may learn from their time on earth. Her simple warmth and caring heal old wounds and reestablish trust. She is fertile, birthing life abundantly. I just love that picture of, that description of brown and earth. And there was a time, quite some time ago, many, many years ago, when I was first working on healing some very deep stuff, that I was with a counselor and a group of women, and there was a time where we spent a couple of days on the land of this woman, of this counselor, and just there was a time when it just all came pouring out, and I just cried and cried and cried, and I just laid on the earth. I was right on the ground, no tents, no nothing. And I just sobbed, and I sobbed and sobbed, and I thought, I can't believe how much crying I'm doing. And I just kept at it, and the counselor came by and was asking another person. They said, or talking to another person. They said, "Man, I wish I could do that." You know, it was just going, I need to do that too. And what a release and what a relief it was. And it changed my life. It was a big one. So
I had the same experience when I was in training to be a spiritual guide and healing facilitator. And I can't remember what exactly was the prompt for what happened, but I ended up sort of curled up in a ball and was crying and crying and crying and crying. And my mentor came and just put her arm around me, and it was so important to release all of that. And I think that the heart is just there waiting for us to be able to release all of these emotions that have built up over this lifetime and perhaps many lifetimes. And that by that release, we come into a new place inside of us. One of the things that I picked up on in here is that the strength in Brown is helping us to be more sovereign, which again is being true to ourselves, who we are in our true self.
Now, by sovereign, what do you mean by that?
By that, I mean that as you get to release the things that are the human part of it, which is important to pay attention to, but then you go deeper into your soul. And sovereignty of the soul means that you have found who you really are. And you stand in that and you live from that. It is so powerful. It's part of manifesting. It's part of joy and hope, because you're coming from that place inside of you that says, I am, and I am here. And that, I think, is so important part of what we're learning at this time.
And, you were talking about not avoiding your feelings. And I think that's really part of it. Sometimes, feelings that you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be feeling that. But it's like, that's what you feel in that moment, and to get it, allow it to be, and then check in, how do I feel about that? And it's all this process, but definitely feeling a lot of our feelings lately. I mean, a lot of stuff is coming up for people. Yeah, I'm doing a thing this weekend that is a wellness fair, and I'm really looking forward to working with people that are ready, ready to do some releasing and taking a look at what they're doing and doing their inquiry, and I just love doing sessions with them and looking forward to it. So,
why don't you tell them about the fair? Because in case they're close by, they might want to come. If I wasn't so busy, I would come, even though it's quite a ways.
Yeah. Well, it's in Albany, Oregon, which is about 20 or so miles, 20 some miles south of the capital, which is Salem. And it's right on the highway I-5. And you pull off, as it talks about, the Fair Expo. And it's a beautiful large building, and we have over 100 people that are showing their wares, everything from wellness, soaps and stuff to drums, and I mean everything that you would hope would be at the fair is there, and lots of practitioners of different sort, sound healing, you name it, it's there. And energy workers, energy healing. I do energy work with people and do readings for them, from the color cards, kind of like we do here. And I also do Reiki and some shamanic journeying with people. So it's, and you get to walk around and see each other. When we meet out in the courtyard beforehand, and we drum and say some intentions that we have for the fair. And it's just a wonderful, welcoming place. And it starts at 10, is it 10 o'clock? 9:30. It's 10 o'clock. It's open at 10 o'clock till 5 each day on Saturday and Sunday coming up.
Yeah, and I just have a link here, but when I put it on there, it was like really long. So
Well,
what I would suggest is you just
we'll
put in Rosani Fair and
we'll put it on there.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Rosani Fair. Yeah.
All right. Well, oh, one other thing I did was with this one was to say, because Mother Earth is part of helping us birth the new things in our lives. And I just thought, I was asking, what am I birthing? And I'm birthing more of trust in what I know. And I think that's a really important one for all of us at this time. And the other one is make choices from this moment, not from the past, not from the future, but what's the choice that I can make from my heart and my knowing self? And I think that'll keep us on track.
Mhm. Yes, definitely make choices from this moment. And I like the one too, trust what you know, because the more you do that, the more you open that corridor where spirit can come go and say,
Exactly.
move this way, move that way. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can hear it. All right.
So we have a couple reminders. This Sunday is the Vortal Community Meeting at 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And we're going to go into depth around this revolution of the heart, but probably in some areas that we haven't gone into yet before. And it's always a wonderful time to get to know the others that are part of the Vortal. And if you would like to look into what that's about, just go to our website, transformationaltools.com/Vortal, VORTAL, and you will find information there, and you can also sign up. And we have it set up now so that it's just $7 a month. And when you sign up initially, it's free to you for 30 days. So you get a chance to see what we're doing and if it's something that will really help you on your path. And then on Thursday next week at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we have our intuitive circle. And that is where we experience different parts of our intuition. And then we help someone who may want some assistance through the intuition if there's something they're trying to understand in themselves or a situation or whatever. The group will focus on that and help. And I think it's always nice to know that you have people around you that you can trust when you go into something like this, that are going to not try to change you, not try to tell you what to think, not to second guess your intuition, but it's more about a group energy that really helps you in expanding your intuition for your life right now, which is really important to all of us.
Mhm. Yes. Great. All right. We're ready for live personal readings.
Yes.
So, Jeannie.
Is this Jeannie Bartlemy?
Yes, Jeannie B.
Jeannie B, because we got Jeannie S here too.
Yes.
Well, this is a big yes for you for this one.
Oh, nice.
For Jeannie B. Oh, do I love Dolphin Song. Dolphin Song is just the most beautiful energy and the most I don't know, they just are so helpful. And the numbers are 4 and 12. It reminds me of something I saw online of a man who had gotten caught in I forget what you call that, but where you can't come into to shore. You have to really go back out further and come around. And there was a shark. They have pictures of this too, and there was a shark there. Well, a bunch of the dolphins surrounded this guy and wouldn't let the shark get to him. And I thought, whoa, that's how that energy feels, the kind of care that dolphin song energy has for us. And so what I want to tell you, Jeannie, is this powerful energy that's part of dolphin song is here for you. And I would suggest that you sit in meditation with the dolphins energy and really feel it and listen to it. And there's one place here that I had underlined in my book, and it says, the dolphins are saying, my pathway creates a blueprint for infinite creations through unique blends of design, shape, vibration, and consciousness. And for some reason, that really stands out for you, Jeannie, that go and find that pathway with the dolphins that brings in the blueprint for infinite creations, because this is a time that we're going to be finding there are new inventions, new thoughts, new ways of doing things. We've spent a lot of time of releasing a lot of old stuff. And now it's time for us to go into these infinite creations that are inside of us. And you will be guided by the dolphins. Woo-hoo!
Mm-hmm. I love that scene. Strength in Green.
Oh, wow.
Is with you and the dolphins. And it says integrated, growing, and loving. What I got is that you are ready to integrate more new into your green chakra heart area. So open your heart with those beautiful dolphins. Breathe in that red, what goes with it, and just, play and jump for joy and grow. But it's all about your heart opening.
Isn't that great? Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Give me chills.
Yes. All right, Will is next.
All right, Will, let's see what's up for you this week. Love, boy, this is, again, when you get the same card that's one of the ones that we're highlighting for the month or the week, it's a double. So you're in the love energy in a very, very strong way. And it's a 2 and 8 are the numbers for that. And I want to see here what stands out for you. Whoops, got to get on the right page here. See what's up. I'm not even looking at the book. I'm just looking at the card, and all of a sudden, it's like the yellow is standing out. And there's something about the clarity that you can find in the yellow, along with the love that's here from this, the energy of this card. And look at all of the colors in the center of this. You're in a rainbow of colors of love. Mm-hmm. And the yellow wants to give you great clarity. So own that and claim that along with the love that comes from this card.
Well, and you have the strength in white. Wow.
This is a really positive, strong week for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. pure, strong, and unconditionally loving. Um, in that clarity, in rainbow of love, there it says it's pure, strong, and unconditionally loving. It's like moving into a greater strength. When I get this, okay, some people like their coffee weak, and some people like it really robust and strong. And I'm getting that this is opening a strength, yeah, in being unconditionally loving, strong, and pure. It's like your intentions are becoming more pure and and um, clear in how you love and how you project that energy of love.
Oh, that is so true. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. All right. Winter Ray. Next.
All right, Winter Ray. Let's see what's up for Winter Ray. Okay, Winter Ray, this is a really important card for you. And it is the expanding. And how it's so appropriate that what we're working on is the heart, the revolution of the heart. So look in the very center of this one. There's like a crystal in the center. And just think about how the crystal in the center of your heart is expanding out from you, expanding into you. And this is going to give you a different vision, a different understanding of who you are, and more information about your heart, how powerful your heart energy is.
Wow. I'm writing that down. That's awesome. Wow. Wow. All right, let's see what your card is. Okay, it's coming here. Lesson in Brown. Own your own
Good
worth.
one to go with that. Yeah.
Lesson
Very good to be grounded when you're going into this kind of energy.
Yeah. And I get that. It means it's balanced. As the expanding numbers are 6, 12, and 24. And to me, I see that as a progression of opening. And so as this opens, this brown will keep you grounded and, keep that part of you that's in the world and, your physicality balanced.
It's one of the things that I think is happening right now is that we are learning that we're multidimensional and we're expanding into these higher frequencies, these dimensions. And what can be really positive, which I feel like is part through this for you, Winter, is that those higher dimensions sometimes are where people are most comfortable. But if they get there and they stay there and they're not grounded into this life, then they run into a lot of problems. And so being able to recognize this expanding place that you're going into, which has a lot to do with multidimensionality, then you can remember through the brown to keep your feet in the dirt, keep your senses connected to the earth and into the growing. This is, especially in this season, is a really good time to get outside and just appreciate all of nature, walk barefoot in the grass and things like that.
Yes. Very helpful. All right, John,
let's see what's up for John.
Yes, you're welcome, Monterey.
Yeah. Well, John, I think you got this not too long ago. Celebration. And I know that you are learning about celebration because we hear that from you. And the number here is 16, which is a really high frequency. Um, and and just stay with that celebration, John. And I want to see what the card is that you get, Leslie, because there's a balancing part that will come through that other card.
Yeah, celebration has the yellows and
Yeah.
yeah. Well, what came out was the lesson in white. Seek
Oh my gosh.
out answers from a higher source. And I'm just thinking of the opportunities that have come, and especially recently have come and are coming for you to celebrate your connection, your newfound connection with source, and to celebrate how amazing life is turning, unfolding outside you and inside you, that you're having these events and things happening in your life that are very positive and moving it in that direction. And it's saying, seek out higher source. And I'm all of these reverberate around our hearts. this reading, this group, and so it's like, celebrate that your heart is finding those ways, that you are finding those answers. I know there's more to it. Arlene will fill you in.
Well, the other thing that I'm getting is that the universe has humor, and it's saying, we're not letting you off the hook, John. This is the time to be grateful, to be celebrating, and at the same time connecting more and more with that connection to the all, everything that is, and connecting to that, your inner, that is where you find that as well. And that is where you are going to be amazed at where you're going to expand into.
Good stuff. Yes. All right. Sandra is next.
Here we go, Sandra. Let's see what's up for Sandra. Crown. Yeah. I'm not a bit surprised. Crown is 10. So the whole point of Crown is to recognize who you are, and to be willing to accept the crown. But, we always think of crown, especially, I think now we kind of think that way, that what does that mean? Somebody else is in charge and blah, blah, blah. No, this is a different take on crown. Let me get to this place and I'll tell you. All right, crown, where are you?
46.
46. All right, so crown says, this is about becoming fully present and accept responsibility for living a unique contribution, which I think you have done in many ways, Sandra, but I think this is really going to take you to another level. But we have to say, okay, yes, I accept.
Also, I'm reading you saying we're in a special transformational time right now. Yes, we are here together. I'm thankful for that as well. You got lesson in orange, and that's about allowing all your feelings and emotions to be felt. This is really important. I feel this is really important to accepting that crown.
That's what I was getting.
Yeah, because it's like we accept the whole package, like we were talking at the beginning. We our past, our present, it all comes together, and all the things that happen, good and bad and in between and celebratory, and it's all amazing. And to embrace this crown and say, yes, I accept this of who I am and where I'm at and how I'm doing, just everything. And allow your body, allow your senses, allow you to even come more alive in that knowledge, and acknowledge it to yourself. I am alive and I am right where I am, and I love it.
And you're so good at bringing
You
that
are.
kind of energy to wherever you are and in what you write here. And now it's time to just allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to know what's going on in your heart and in your gut and in your orange, which is down in the stomach area more. Just let yourself feel that. Don't push it away, because that does not diminish what you are doing in terms of connecting to the source and connecting to this time that we're in. Again, I'm getting chills.
All right. Renata says, embrace it all. You're right. um, yes, Sandra, yes, we do. And we get to release, that woundedness, because it's not truly our essence. And we're working to be, we're embracing our essence more and more all the time. And you really have a lovely, beautiful uh, energy and who you are. We can tell that.
Yes, we can.
Renata is next.
All right, Renata, let's see what comes up for you.
Yes.
Not that one. All right. This one is illumination. And this is something that you have done for the whole of the time that I have known you. And I get that there's a different kind of illumination that's coming to you. By the way, the number here is 12. So this is master number. And let me just read a little bit of this because I think it's really important. Light magnifies light, which magnifies light, which impacts the entire universe. So let your light shine. And you have always let your light shine, but I'm not sure you are totally aware of how this multidimensionality that we're experiencing is taking you into a presence of your light that is unique, and it encompasses the universal understanding that we have. So keep doing what you're doing, because you're moving into a whole nother level of that.
Yeah, there's a lot. If you have that illumination, if you have the booklet.
Yeah.
Read it.
Yes, she does. I know you have it. So go in there and read that.
Yeah, because there's a lot in there. Your color card is interesting. It's the lesson, and I'm getting red, orange, both of those areas. Use your intense energy to live your life meaningfully. And turquoise is the complement. So you see red is in the illumination, and reddish orange,
Oh,
or
yeah, around the outside there.
a little bit of that anyway. And to me, I'm getting that your energy is ready, and you are just like, oh yeah, I can put that red energy with the green in there, and even the turquoise, which is of course the between the green and the blue, to expand that energy. And I know it talks about illumination, but she talked about it, becoming more and more into the multidimensionality. So it's like it's opening, it's shining its light from that center, and it's um, there is a part of you that can be that, all right, let's get to that, intensity. And I want to, work with that energy now. I'm ready to do it. And that's what I'm getting. Boy, I got like shivers all the way up to my top of my head. Yeah, ready.
Well, it brings me back to what we were talking about earlier. So, Renata, the allowing is so important. There is nothing that you need to do to expand this light. It's already happening. There is nothing that you need to do in this life that pushes something forward. It's already happening. And it's more backing off and saying, whoa, look at this, and being in the flow of it instead of being in charge of it.
That's just profound. Being in the flow, not being in charge.
Oh, that's great. She says, committed to the process of being. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Committed and allowing.
Yes. And Jeannie S.
All right, Jeannie S. Wow. This is a crystalline. Look at that beautiful magenta in there, and the pink, and then the crystals that are around the outside of this. And let's see, the numbers for this one are 4, 8, and 16. So it can help us at any level that we're at. Just because it's crystalline doesn't mean that you can't be in your human self, and the crystalline comes in and will work wherever we are. Now, I want to go to this page because there's something there that this crystalline wants you to know. Okay, these beings that are part of this, I've called on them many times, and they offer to sprinkle your dreams with their wisdom and soften the land with their love. Call on them. They come to help inspire, transform, and reform this world through the vibrations of light. And they are very much connected to the divine source. So, they work in, it's like it's seamless in the way that many of these kind of beings work with the divine. Like sometimes we think of angels, and they are totally in that place of being. They're so cosmic, they're so loving, they're so innovative. You work with them, sit with these crystalline beings, and you might even want to do some journaling with them. So this would be a good way to expand your understanding of the help that is there with the crystalline beings.
Okay, so you have two color cards coming. One is the lesson in brown, own your own worth. And it's really, I'm more focused on the words on the brown color of the earth. It's where do crystals grow? In the earth.
Yes.
And and there's a lot of energy in them, and they're both being in the earth. They're both grounded, and they're also very high energy, um, beyond into the ethers. And the other one you got was strength in gold, willing to change, spiritually strong, and celebrates life. And I got the two that are really in your strength that will be helping you in this transforming the energy. And that's what I'm getting from Brown too. Is it's a transformational aspect of the crystalline, um, that spiritually strong and celebrating life. And the crystals and the earth and everything, that's that life forming energy, and it keeps forming all the time. And it allows it's allowing you to become even more spiritually strong as you traverse this week. I really feel like it's a strength.
It's really, this week is going to be very important for you, Judy.
Yeah, really.
And what I'm getting is take this card and go sit out in the grass or go sit on the porch and enjoy the I think we're going to get a little rain, so maybe just go there and enjoy what the Mother Earth is bringing to us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sandra says the divine is so non-judgmental, always accepting me back no matter what.
Yes, yes.
That's true. That's true. I think that's it for today, unless I missed
Wow,
something.
what a great group you've been.
Yeah.
We can feel that, and when we do the readings, they come through a lot easier when we have this beautiful energy with us. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We have an amazing week coming up, it looks like. Yeah. In time, regardless of distance, we transcend in heart's wisdom. What a blessing to share. Indeed, honey. It is.
Thank you, Will. And we're glad that you were here, Renata. That just was lovely to have your energy here with us.
It was. Thank you.
Well, I guess that's it.
Yes. Okay. Well, we are ready to sign off and wish you a wonderful week ahead. And we'll hopefully see you back here next week.
Yes.
All right.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.